Nearly 70 lakh people affected and over 90 deaths so far in Assam due to massive floods. Almost 95% of Kaziranga National Park has been submerged. This is the story of Assam every year. This news definitely demands everyone's attention. In today's video, we are going to find out the reasons that make Assam prone to floods of such massive scale every year. What measures have been taken till date and what could be the best solutions in the future to avoid such large-scale destruction in future. Take out few minutes today to watch this video till the end. Assam, which is located in the northeastern state of India, is famous for tea plantations, Assam silk, and also the World Heritage Site, Kaziranga National Park, which is the home to 2/3 of world's one-horned rhinos population. The mighty river Brahmaputra also flows through Assam, dividing it into two halves. The river is so huge that it is even visible from space. You must know the origin of the river Brahmaputra to understand how this river is the primary reason for floods in Assam. The river originates near the Chemayangdang Glacier located at the Kailash range of Himalayas in Tibet at an elevation of about 5,300 meters. In Tibet, this river is known as Yarlung Sangpo. The river then enters India through Arunachal Pradesh at Shiomatan Point. The river named as Yarlung Sangpo in Tibet is now called as Dihang or Siang in Arunachal Pradesh. At Pasighat, the Siang spreads out to flow downstream into Assam and then becomes the mighty Brahmaputra. It then flows south through Bangladesh and joins the Bay of Bengal. It traverses a distance of about 2,880 kilometers, out of which 1,700 kilometers is in Tibet, 900 kilometers is in India, and 300 kilometers is in Bangladesh. The river Brahmaputra is extremely dynamic and unstable in nature, making it the primary reason for flooding in Assam. Let us see what makes this river extremely dynamic and unstable. The river travels from high slopes in Tibet and enters the flat plains of Assam. The river is joined by multiple tributaries. It's a huge river system with multiple channels and water bodies crisscrossing large parts of the state. The river, after reaching India, achieves a huge drop in elevation of about 4,800 meters from 5,300 meters of its origin. As the river comes from a high slope to a flat plain, its velocity decreases suddenly, and this results in the river unloading the sediment that it brings from Tibet. It deposits huge amount of silt. The huge deposits of silt on its bed causes the riverbed to rise. The river's channels prove inadequate amid this siltation. The first major factor is the large siltation of river that results in the river to change its course frequently. The second factor is bank erosion. Assam has also faced bank erosion around the Brahmaputra and Barak rivers as well as their tributaries. It is estimated that annually nearly 8,000 hectares land is lost to erosion. The third factor is the earthquake-prone nature of this region, which causes landslides. The landslides and earthquakes send in a lot of debris in the rivers, further causing the riverbed to rise. The massive earthquake in 1950 set the stage for floods in Assam by making the mighty Brahmaputra river more unstable and leading to greater erosion on its path. Brahmaputra is fed by heavy rainfall in the northeast region. It receives water from both heavy rainfall and melting of glaciers. Climate change is resulting in melting of glaciers at a faster rate and adding to the water level of Brahmaputra. Unplanned expansion of the urban areas has led to severe encroachments in the wetlands, low-lying areas, hills, and shrinkage of forest cover. Since the sediment deposition creates temporary sand beds or river islands, it's common for people to settle in such places, which restricts the space the river has to flow. When rainfall is heavy, it combines with all of these factors that lead to destructive floods. You must remember that the combination of human factors and climate change leads to maximum damage. Assam faces floods almost every year. With such high frequency, what are the measures that have been taken till date to contain the destruction? Well, embankments were built to control floods. Embankments refer to the wall that is constructed on the bank of the rivers to control the flow of the river and direct it in a particular way so as to prevent the flooding of the nearby areas. If the area of the flow of river is reduced, sedimentation increases further. So you have buildup of sedimentation in the embankment. If it is not removed and maintained properly, the level of the river will continuously rise and then water will start to flow over the embankments. These embankments give a false sense of security to the people and they start settling around the riverbeds, which leads to greater loss during floods. Assam has over 400 embankments and most of the embankments have been breached or failed. Therefore, they need to be constructed carefully, keeping the high standards in mind. Existing embankments need to be strengthened and need regular maintenance. Dredging also is to be carried out at frequent intervals. It's a sort of a non-structural flood mitigation measures. While floods are natural, destruction by floods is not a natural phenomenon. It's mostly the product of human intervention. Settlement of human habitations near the riverbeds, encroachment on wetlands, deforestation in the catchment areas, and the quick fix attempts as a flood control measures are all the reasons that lead to maximum destruction during floods. India is the most flood-prone country in the world according to a report given by Water Research Institute, which is a global research organization. Now, this requires us to be even more proactive in our approach rather than being reactive. Immediately after floods, relief package measures are announced, which makes everyone forget on what are the control measures that have to be undertaken to minimize the destruction. Studying the river and the impact of climate change is a must to understand why the state gets flooded every year. Water flow information shared by China on the Brahmaputra with India, for which India pays a certain amount, should also be shared. More accurate and decentralized forecasts of rain can help in improving preparedness. Weather reports should be made available on district level and should be accessible to public. Well, this is all about today's video, and if you wish to hear more from me in the future, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, do not forget to share this video with your friends and family members.